just because then we can run a Vortex. And finally, we did it, guys. We made mono black players not have those freaking invoke the spells. Now you need to play an actual game of Magic, my friend. Now it is reversed. Now you are getting invoked. Hello everyone, it's Sloth, and yes, we are back to Dimir, and this one you will love it. I made this deck out of pure frustration with some card that you might heard about. Invoke Despair. I think I have heard those two words in last 2 weeks like few hundred times, and I said it few hundred times. I'm so fed up with the card. I loved it, but not anymore. We actually made a deck that is entirely made to get rid of this annoying card. I have actually tried to search for any card that exiles named cards from the deck, like, you know, name the card and it exiles all the copies, and I wanted to get rid of Invoke Despairs. Unfortunately, I couldn't find anything that does it except Kotose. When she comes into play, it exiles all Invoke Despairs from your opponent deck, and suddenly his deck is actually normal, and you can play without those annoying top decks that you win the game, you absolutely smash him, and then he draws this one card. And just as a reminder, you watch the games, and in one of the mono black games you will see exactly what I mean. The amount of perfect invoke top decks is just ridiculous. And if you want to just not think about him drawing Invoke Despair, this might be the deck. And when you finally get rid of Invoke Despairs, believe me, it finally feels okay. You do not fear another top deck. Alright, the frustration and salt is gone. So what is actually the deck about? Really, the whole idea was to get rid of his Invoke Despairs, and actually the good way to get rid of his Invoke Despairs is to steal them. Because what is more annoying than not having Invoke Despairs when your opponent kills you with your own Invoke Despairs? Nothing. So for this reason we have 4 Siphon Insights, so basically 8 chances to steal Invoke Despair. We have Kotose, and we also have Jin-Gitaxias. It's not random. The idea for Jin-Gitaxias, of course, he's amazing in any kind of value deck, you know? You can just copy, you can counter. But my idea is that this deck is heavily based on Liliana as well. And Liliana has this amazing thing that your opponent plays with top deck mode. It means that Jin-Gitaxias is absolute legend when your opponent is top deck mode, because it means that there are no decks in the world, no draws in the world that will save him, because whatever he has against Jin-Gitaxias, he needs at least 2, and with Liliana he will never have 2. So that's the point. Jin-Gitaxias unkillable in this deck if you play it right. So entire deck is basically made against mono black, because it's such an annoying deck that I just decided that nope, it's done, it's enough. We need to make something against it. So you will see a lot of cards that have exactly sense against some of mono black card. We have Unlicensed Hears, card they absolutely hate, because mono black cannot remove the single copy from the deck, from the whole game. They will suffer for it forever. What more, this is actually a very good win condition. And it's like, you know, your backup win condition when others might fail, because this stacks for the full game. You exile cards every single turn from your graveyard, from their graveyard. One thing you need to remember, for Kotose you need the target in the graveyard. So if there's some potential target that you think that you might want at some point, don't exile it with Hears. You generally want to exile creatures so the Trespasser doesn't drain you. But, you know, it depends on the game. It's all your decision, so play it smart. If you just exile everything, suddenly you have no targets for Kotose. So it's not a problem as long as you remember about it in advance and just think what you want to steal. So we also have things like Syncopate. Syncopate is something I had the most doubts, even though the card is amazing. The problem is that it exiles what it counters. It's a good thing against tenacious underdogs, but in order to get steal and extract from your opponent, basically cranial extraction for the veterans, I had this card in paper. It was extremely expensive back then. So we can target it, but it needs to be in the graveyard. The problem with Syncopate is, yeah, you will counter invoke the spell, but then you cannot exile the rest, which is the point of the deck. So I actually included Negate and double Ertai Scorn, and those are the counter spells that you want to use against Invoke Despair. You need to actually think about how you counter things. Those are for Tenacious Underdogs. Those are for Invoke Despairs. And you just need to hit one Invoke Despair and follow up with Kotose. And don't like be scared to play her even if she dies to Infernal Grasp, because that will happen a lot. You don't have a lot of creatures if they didn't have to discard Infernal Grasp to Liliana, because they think it's wasted card against control, they probably kill Kotose the same turn. However, first of all, the extraction effect is permanent. Even if she dies, you cannot use the card, but Invoke Despairs are gone from the game. There's no more Invoke Despair in the whole deck, in the whole game. Amazing, perfect feeling for every matchup. And yeah, you generally need to play her sometimes into dying, even if you see in the Infernal Grasp, because it's more important to disable Invoke Despairs. And in the end, it's just card for card with added upside that you remove the best card from your opponent deck, while he traded 1 for 1. So you get ahead in the straight. So, Syncopate, something you need to think about. It's sketchy, but you have to play Syncopate because you want to have something that is early game, hits Tenacious Underdog, and you know, just is more versatile against Trespassers. You don't want to overdo with negates, because then they play Tenacious Underdog, Trespasser, and you look very stupid. And this is the reason why also we have 3 Meathook Massacres, but also Drag to the Bottom, card that is not super visible, but with this deck definitely it showed its potential. Like, it's such an amazing thing to clear all the Trespassers. The point is that you get -X that is higher on Meathook Massacre most of the time, and that is usually cheaper. You lose the live game. But you can always play the Meathook Massacre first and then use the Drag to the Bottom again, so you still get the live game. It depends on the situation, how pressured you are. But with this, and we have Raffine Tower and Xander Slush. So we actually can get it to, we have 4 basic lands and this gets +1, so we can get it to -5 for 4 mana. So this equals to Meathook for 7, and you know how hard it is to Meathook for 7, especially against more like aggressive decks that pressure you, or you need to have some mana to answer their threats. Especially you have things like Marsh, so in the worst case you can exile 1 card and suddenly remove their follow-up, which is absolute difference. So I like Drag to the Bottom in this deck. I think it has definitely some potential, but still Meathook Massacre is something you want at some point to stabilize with the live game. Alright, Rana Vortex, because Tenacious Underdog, sometimes it goes through because we didn't hit the Syncopate. And also remember, if Tenacious Underdogs are extremely annoying, you can also get rid of them with Kotose. My advice, think twice before you play one of those Tenacious Underdogs. Yeah, like I actually prefer to lose the value and not get this card, because if it dies, they get it back because they are the owner. So they can basically get the full value of having Trespasser in the, Underdog. I meant Underdog. The full value of Blitzing Underdog, even after you exile them. So that's a very risky play. Do it only when you have to, or only if you lose the game otherwise. Don't just blindly play the Underdog, because you give them back the card that you just extracted from their deck, and that's not good. That's not the point. But you have so many good effects that just get rid, even getting rid of the Sleeper is so amazing. You will see it in the games. They suddenly don't have their coolest drops in the deck, and you can, you know, Mission Mash, depending on how the game goes, you can destroy this one card that they hope to draw. And that's amazing. That's amazing feeling. Negate, of course, as we mentioned, mostly for Invoke Despairs. Infernal Grasp, we definitely need a lot of hard removal. With Meathook Massacre, we have some more time. With March, we have some more time. We have Sorin, so we can heal just a little bit. So you need to be careful. But we can go for those Infernal Grasp, I think it's okay. Siphon Insight, absolute amazing card. Not only it has draw effect, so you basically get 2 card draw for 5 mana. It's not perfect, but it's definitely card advantage. Not only you can fix your lands, or just take the threats, or just take your opponent creatures. So we don't have a lot of creatures, but we might have, because you can steal up to 8 enemy creatures. You can basically steal all their trespassers if you're lucky, and all the shoulders from their deck. So definitely a lot of potential here, but the hidden power, it's actually resistant to Liliana, because you can discard it the same way you discard the underdog and you still get the flashback value. So in a situation when the game is close, you actually get to play additional card, and this 3 mana flashback means that you get a selection. Selection is so much better than just top decking. So not only a draw from the card, you actually get to get a card that you prefer. And that's huge, especially if both of the players are in top deck mode. And you need to be careful of trespassers, as always. Those are cards you cannot, play mindlessly. You need to prepare. If you see your opponent playing mono black and he is about to drop a trespasser possibly, maybe you just wait until 5 mana and play the flashback version at the same time. Or maybe you cast it at the end step, and then if they play Trespasser and target it, then you flashback in response. You need to be prepared for those plays. Alright, Liliana, absolute champ in this deck. We can discard Siphon Insight. We have some of the sideboard cards, basically. Against control, you can discard Drag to the Bottom, Meathook Massacre, Cut Down, Vortex. Vortex maybe not, because it's Planewalker removal, right? But Infernal Grasp as well. And of course, Siphon Insights are amazing fodder for this. So even Memory Deluge, this is not the card you generally want to discard, but in the worst case, if you have like 7 mana and you are both top decking, and you or opponent just has amazing card that someone wants to discard, and you both sacrifice this discard effect, it's better than having cards without the flashback. You can still cast it at the end step for 7 and probably win the game in the next turn. So we have a lot of things going on for Liliana, and you very often will +1 just to get basically a free removal. You cast her, you remove something, they play a something, then you kill something and +1 to make sure that next turn you can remove something for free. And don't be scared to sacrifice Liliana. We have 4 of them, so as long as you go basically like 2 or 3 for 1, you are in a good place. You are in a good place. So very often you just go for this second -2 and sacrifice Liliana. And what's the cool play? You can very often just play another Liliana in this place, and suddenly they hoped, oh, they cannot deal with the creature that I care for, because like they have 1 sacrifice effect and I have token and Shrouded. No, you just remove the token with this one and play new Liliana and kill Shrouded, and they are exactly in the same spot they were 3 turns ago, and they don't like it at all. So we have Sorin, Cardo is important. We have quite a lot of Cardo. We have Siphon Insight, Memory Deluge, but I feel that having Planewalker definitely helps, and Sorin is scary. It's definitely a very scary card. About Kotose we talked about, and Jin-Gitaxias really shines if you have these long games, and you will see sometimes we couldn't close the game until this perfect Phyrexian, this man, I like Jin-Gitaxias so much. It's such a cool, maybe not Planewalker, I don't know what you are, the Nightmare Cyber thingy. You are cool, you are the best one. So definitely this can close absolutely all the games, and the main power, and why I included it over the Hullbreaker, because Hullbreaker Horror is the other choice. If you don't feel comfortable with Jin-Gitaxias because you don't like it for some reason, and you are I don't understand what's going on then, but if that's the case, you can go for Hullbreaker Horror, because it's easier to close the game as you can cast it at the end step. But with Jin-Gitaxias, you just try to cast it after your opponent has 0 cards in the hand, and even if he has 1 card, you just empty your hand with Jin-Gitaxias, then he cannot cast a removal spell, because then it gets countered. So he needs to wait until his draw step to have at least 2 cards, hoping for the second removal, but he won't get there, because after casting Jin-Gitaxias, you activate Liliana, his hand is empty, he draws a 1 card, and this card will get countered by Jin-Gitaxias. If they played this card, it gets countered by his passive. If they don't play, you +1 Liliana again, and they again need to top deck 2 cards somehow, and they can't. So Jin-Gitaxias works amazingly in the top deck wars, and that's why we included it, and I feel that's a good fit. Of course, we have Triumphs here, Triumphs here, because we want to get the domain going. And that's the deck. I really liked it. I enjoyed so much, you will see in games, so much games without Invoke Despair. If they don't remove the main card from their deck themselves, we will do it for them. And if not, we will just steal their Invoke Despairs and cast them against them, so they can rage quit. And from what I've played, all of the mono-black players really were sus in the end. It seemed that most of them rage quit after the game. So I feel we are doing a good job with Dimir. Definitely try it out, I feel that satisfaction is there. And as always, subscribe to the channel. We are really trying to make a cool decks and to fight the meta, as you can see here. And this deck is really cool. So subscribe, watch the games, tell me what you think, and most of all, enjoy the time here. Alright, can we play against black deck? Are there any black decks on the ladder? Yes! He's playing mono black. It's the aggro version though, but okay. And we have absolutely awful hand for the mono black, but we'll try. We can definitely exile whatever shenanigans. All we need is a sweeper and we should be golden. But our opponent has the most explosive start. We have all the negate counter spells that we have in the deck basically. However, we can at least try to play this one. Vroom. So 3 mana as Trespasser. He doesn't have... Oh, okay, that's interesting. All we need for this whole game to win is a sweeper, and that's basically it. So the question is, do we hit a sweeper until the game ends? That's it? Nothing more. Yes, we did. We won the game. So he can ramp the sleeper into 2 mana. I think we cycle, we take 1 more hit. I should have played the Marsh, I got overexcited. So that's a little bit of problem. We cannot Ertai Scorn, the first spell. And if he's smart, he will pump the sleeper, of course, just for the free damage. Okay, he doesn't. So we cannot Meathook this one, that's important. We need to remove this one with some direct removal. But we get to life gain and we get to exile all the stuff. That's perfect, thank you. For once in my life, I actually got the card I needed. Oh, that feels great. That feels really good. Let's drag him to the bottom for -4/-4. I don't think he can go around this one. Alright, enjoy. I'm not sure if he knows how those things work. And we do not mind. 1, 2. Oh no. Oh, that feels so satisfying. Alright, that's what happens when you hit your sweeper against this kind of deck. They get absolutely smorked. I wonder if he will take his creature from the graveyard. He doesn't. Great. That's really good for us. We could get Kotose, but why when we can just go for Liliana and absolutely demolish this guy? Told you, if you hit the sweeper, you absolutely smash them. They have no ways. Like, aggro version is popular, but I'm not sure if that's like the best version, you know? You know what I mean? And we can play Kotose. I think we want better targets than this. And we can always screw this thing, you know, when we want. And what do we want to discard? Those are pretty good cards, but I think I will get... I will sacrifice the Meathook Massacre.
We all have things we want.
Okay, so that was a bad trade, but given we have double counterspell, I like having a removal on Liliana. I did it for loyalty, basically. So he wants the card. So this is basically a 3 damage once, and that's it. And the card. I will take it. If he goes for Liliana, that's even better. We could even get underdog for ourselves if we cared, but I don't think we care. We just want more cards and start drawing into Memory Deluge and stuff. So let's exile. Okay, for a moment I thought I clicked too fast and it didn't register. You know, we could actually attack for 6 already with Kotose, but I want more mana, so I keep negate up. And if they cast Invoke Despair, you know what happens. Liliana of the Veil. Not really. Definitely not really. So that's the counter. We have one more. Okay, that's a nom-nom. Whereas we have definitely more cards, so let's go for this and this. We need to maximize, you know, the power of this thingy. Alright, and if that's the case, can I cast the Kotose and something else? Not really, not really. This is also Infernal Grasp, so let's wait. I don't want to get Infernal Grasp here. I want to get Invoke Despair. Let's make sure that the Hears is even better. Oh man, we are already smirking for 10 if we hit. This leaves only 2 mana open, that's not enough. We want to wait a little bit. But as long as we draw counter spells, we don't super care. Our opponent definitely plays smart with this one. He knows that we might have Syncopate, so damage-based counter spells. However, we get rid of the Ertai Scorn. We cannot choose 2 different graveyards, unfortunately. Alright, so if we play this, we don't die to Invoke Despair. And that's basically all it counts. Or that counts, sorry. So I will take your Sleeper. He might remove it in response, and that's fine. Sure. So let's just screw the Vroom Vroom. He needs another removal for the Vroom Vroom. And he takes 2 damage, by the way, as well. And we have run a Vortex on whatever is going on. Alright, that's another one. I wouldn't even counter it, I think. Do we want to remove something from the graveyard? I don't think we do. Alright. So, I don't want him to get Sleepers. They are pretty good against our deck because they are so cheap. So let's just make sure that it's not a problem. And we have another Kotose, and we have a little bit of counter spell, but not the best one. We know exactly how much mana he has. So let's just wait and get counter spells. Normally I see Invoke Despairs all the time, like literally all the time. Right now we just cannot find a single one. I don't want to use my last counter spell for this. So we probably take 2 damage. Are there creatures? 1? 1. Okay, that's fine. You can see that Hears definitely hurt him this game. Not really surprised. Let's go for Memory Deluge. You never do it in response because then you lose all of this. And this is actually a card, so I will take it. Do we go for Vortex? I will get the card though. We can drag to the bottom. It's probably the best way we can use it right now. And that should be, I think, enough to close the game. He needs probably the most perfect top deck of them all, so Invoke Despair. But then we just remove them. Yeah, and we can heal from Marsh at some point. So let's see if the only draw that mattered for the Invoke Despair was, of course, of course! How could I ever think it won't be exactly this one card that is problematic? Oh my god, of course, perfect mana, just to be sure. I cannot believe it. This was the only one draw that I gave him as a, you know, okay, you got this one chance. Oh my god, we will still win this, but it's actually, like, it's absolutely insane that he drew it exactly this one turn when this was a good draw. Oh man, oh man. So, let's go into our turn. We played the land. What was that? Okay, so we can march for 1. It's not the best. I think what we have to do is go 5, 6. Do you think he just keeps drawing them over and over? I wonder. We can eat full Invoke Despair again. If he doesn't have for a single turn, we just absolutely exile all of it and it's not a problem. Okay. Okay. Nice. Finally. Oh my god, this top deck just absolutely destroyed my dreams. Liliana. Liliana is fine. She's annoying, but fine. And he needs to discard the only card that kills Kotose, so you kinda love to see it. And I will indeed play this, just because then we can run a Vortex. And finally, we did it, guys! We made mono black players not have those freaking Invoke Despairs. Now you need to play an actual game of Magic, my friend. Oh, and we will have stuff to do. We will have stuff to do. We don't want get Kotose dieted, so let's just make sure that Liliana is not here. And no Invoke Despair top decks for you, my friend. You actually need to play a normal Magic. You need to play a normal Magic. You need to play a normal Magic. Oh, it feels so great to not fear Invoke Despair. What is the chance that he drew a removal like Meathook Massacre? He can do it anyway, so let's just do the damage. And my friend, now it is reversed. Now you are getting invoked by my 3 land draws. It's so good that I draw from his deck, because my draws were absolute garbage. Oh, it feels so good. I'm so glad I queued for this game. Enjoy. No Invoke Despairs, no Evolve Sweepers. You just need to play a regular Magic like we all do. Oh, he won't be happy about this one. Oh, he won't be happy. Making mono black players rage quit. Oh, you love it. Alright, opponent goes first. We have the cut down, we have a counter spell, so we are feeling kinda okay. And finally, I get to draw a Kotose. Finally, I nearly stopped believing this card is in my deck, because I literally never draw her. So, our opponent will go for Trespasser, and we will have to kill it with Infernal Grasp. For this reason we have to play Takenuma, otherwise we cannot answer it on curve. And that's a big deal, because then we cannot keep up the counter spell for the Shorted or whatever comes next. Maybe he whiffed on Liliana and Trespasser, but he kept the hand without the 2-drop, so there's high chance he has something good. Wow, okay. It might be one of those gamers that just play stuff randomly. I don't understand what happened here. I guess he just decided the card is dead in the matchup and he just preferred to play it when he had moment. I don't like him drawing ever, and like even a single card. So that's why we play like this. I don't like him invoke despairing.
Violence is necessary to set things right.
Just for the reason of invoke despair, we'll make a token. I would prefer land, because it means that if they invoke despair, we can Kotose them and get rid of all the problem for the rest of the game, which is amazing. But it's really big swing for their direction, and this is awkward. Mono black doesn't have great ways to just directly burn, you know. Oh my god, not quick enough. I'm bad at this game. I hate you. Alright. Let's burn ourselves just a little bit to make sure that we die. Alright, alright.
You wish to know my secrets?
How do we play? We can lifelink, that's actually pretty huge. And you know what is the best play right now? Man, Syncopate is so tempting. Like, we could just bounce it, honestly. With Sorin we have infinite cards, basically. That's insanely greedy play. Oh, I feel bad about playing it even. Don't play Magic like this. Guys, don't play Magic like this. That's absolute greed master level. Oh my god. Oh my god, but he knows that he probably cannot replay it. Because we wouldn't play like this if we had Liliana, if that wasn't good for us, if he replays the short duet. There's high chance for invoke. Sure? Oh, no, not this one. Not this one. Alright. Ah, that's interesting. I don't agree with this decision at all. So, do we go for Liliana? No. No, we have good board. We don't need anything more in the board. And I don't think we die to Sorin cards. So that's the logic behind. Man, can I draw my lands, you know? I have the lands in the deck. At this point I will just kill myself before I find a land. Bro, can I borrow your land, please? Thank you. I will never draw from my deck. Nice, thank you. Just to add some insult. Alright, the lifelink is actually amazing because we need to burn ourselves so much. We want to hit lands with Sorin and non-lands with the rest of the cards, but it's actually reversed. Even if he plays Swamp into Invoke Despair, we keep the shield up, so whatever happens, we are always a little bit ahead. And moment we can actually just get shouldered or... Man, it's so fun when you can remove one of their best cards from the deck. But honestly, I wait for Invoke Despair. This is the actual card that I don't want to see. Alright, so I think we pay mana. Yeah, I don't mind it at all. Don't forget, this is not a draw effect, so we don't care. And we will take this 2 damage gladly. And I mean, oh, Infernal Grasps. Man, it's so fun stealing his best cards from the deck. Sure. I really thought that at this point I will draw my land, but I guess... Oh my god, do we have lands in this deck? 5 in top 17 cards? Like, I'm literally killing myself by trying to draw a land. This is the quality gameplay that we came for. I mean, sure, we will get there somewhere. I should probably skip casting Siphon Insight, because then we can hit lands from opponent's deck, I guess. I'm still keeping Syncopate. Even for 1, it's good enough. You can make bets. Do we draw a land until end of the game, or he just scoops before? Like, we really draw a lot of cards. Like, we really draw. Even by us removing his cards from his deck, we are still ahead in the card draw. Oh man, and that's an Infernal Grasp target, right? I wonder what he would choose. He should choose the creature. Like, any creature will do. Just to deal this extra damage. And I think we need to start making vampires, because we soon will die to the stuff. Yeah, sure. Yep, I'm sure. We don't want drag to the bottom at the moment. Well, 1 is absolutely enough. That's a cut down. Sure, enjoy. Healing doesn't hurt, so we will go a little bit lower. But we can just make new vampires, and he is still too behind. He cannot cast spells. Oh my god, that's a land in our deck? What's going on? What's going on? First, let's discard. I should probably use Sorin first, but we'll make a vampire anyway. So, not really any decisions there. All we need to do is just untap, and his Invoke Despairs don't do anything. And when he finally resolves 1, we just steal it with Kotose. I could even get the Meathook Massacre to balance it out, but I'm not super scared. And here it is. Here it is. Oh, for 1 mana, that feels so good, especially after being mana scooped for so long. Alright. And the second best part, trying to hit his Invoke Despairs from his deck. You have the Bankbuster. I will gladly take your Bankbuster. That's pretty awesome. Alright. That's a graveyard. Hate. You'll have to see it. And let's keep discarding because he's slowly getting out of options.
We all have things we'd rather.
We don't have enchantment, but we don't die to another invoke. So that's absolutely fine. Let's make more dudes. At this point we just want to attack and heal. Because we have all the card advantage in the world. I'm still waiting with Kotose. We could get rid of anything we see here. And you know what? It's actually fun. What he wants. Let's get rid of maybe Shortdead. You know, I like my Shortdead, so his hand is Trespasser. He plays the Junji version. Yeah, that's a good version overall. Oh, where are... He only plays one Shortdead? Maybe I missed something, maybe he exiled them. Whatever, we take only this one. I guess. And we'll try to kill him with their own Shortdead. I would normally not play like this, but you know, it's fun. It's also not in the graveyard, so they cannot hit it with the Gluton. And right now we can just kill with Liliana. Liliana is so good in this deck. She basically pressures opponent better than they can do. We have so many sideboard cards, Siphon Insights, we can steal their cards, and they're usually behind after some time. So, 2 creatures, bro. 2 creatures. Cool. Glad we sorted it out. Yes, you can use Field of Ruin and get our Triumph. Man, like, he's in denial phase. Maybe I can do something that will work. Maybe I can make a difference. No, you can't. We are anti-mono black deck and we will steal all your dreams and all your invoke despairs. First step. Yep, we are down to 5. However, now we are back to a lot. That's your Shortdead, that's your Bankbuster, and that's my Sorin. I actually took this one myself. And I will pay myself to steal more cards. Oh, I love this deck. It's so fun. It's actually so fun. He's at 5 from his own Shortdead. If I could make him draw cards, I would. But we cannot force him. If I knew you guys enjoy this kind of content, I would just wait for Twitter. Just... Oh, he's not happy. He's not happy. Oh, you can feel the rage. From the Field of Ruin up to roping us. I'm pretty sure we get the full rope for this one. Maybe he will play. No, I think we need to cut the video because the start is coming from the mono black players. And guys, I'm proud to announce that our deck made mono black player absolutely rage quit in Salt. I think he didn't take Kotose and Siphon Insight too well, with his own Shortdead basically draining his HP and Bankbuster drawing us cards. Oh, that feels very good. Alright, as always on the draw. However, we have Liliana. Oh no, not mono blue. Not again. This is actually the matchup that I just want to scoop moment I see the island every single time with every single deck. Oh boy. So, what we have to do, man, even when you win this game it just feels awful. What we need to do is make sure that we stack all the removals in one turn and hope he will misplay. And then we kill the Jin with Liliana. That's basically what you want to do. If you think you can Liliana right now, you are in crazy world. Oh my god, he will have like 5 counter spells by now in hand. So Syncopate, Negate, maybe Spell Pierce, Ertai, Scorn, probably something like this. Alright. Sloth, be optimistic, you can definitely outpower a full deck of counter spells with nothing. That sounds reasonable. Alright, so how do we play it? The problem is that I really want him to, you know, start first. I really want him. Most of the players are not very good with this deck and they play Jin much faster than they should. See? Like in a freaking clock. Alright, how do we... Okay, that's easy. Man, they always do this mistake. I think the only reason he didn't play Jin last turn is because he just top decked it. They just always play like this every single time. Alright, and I'm pretty sure we should win this. I would bounce, but unfortunately we don't have this luxury. That's a Liliana. That will be a counter spell, and that will be a negate. Enjoy. Man, this is my gripe. Like, the deck is absolutely insanely powerful. Bro, go away. The deck is absolutely busted, but people just don't know how to play this deck at all. They always do this mistake. They always play Jin much faster than they should. If your opponent has 5 mana open with black mana, which is prime on removals, and you just save basically 2 spells to protect the main threat, you are just doing it so wrong. Alright, I'm ready to steal some invokes. Hand is not perfect, but we will take it. Especially that we can play the Hears. Okay, double Xander rule, so we don't need to choose right now. And this seems to be the annoying mono green. Or Celestia enchantments. Huh. I see how it is. Let's play the Hears. Rum. Man, this sound effect makes me more happy than it should. I like the sleeves though. Card that wasn't really used ever, but I've tried to play with her. Alright, so we are definitely 1 turn behind on the Meathook until end of the game basically. Seems about right. Oh boy, how do we deal with this? Oh! Always under control? Easy. Now the question, which one we get rid of? Alright, what do they have as a 3-drop? Like they have dogs, they have removal. It feels that Generous Visitor must be the target. Oh, I don't feel great about leaving Naturalist, it hurts. But I think it's the right call. Naturalist doesn't grow on its own. This one is just out of any control. Okay, like so far so good. They have this hallowed thing as well. So you can catch it very nicely with Meathook, but only for 1 turn and only in 1 of the turns. If you miss it, you die. Alright. Like, we have 2 cards to exile, that's pretty good. Just end the turn, please. Okay, thank you. Just be respectful to other players and then your turn. Oh, okay. Land from the top. Good. That was the most important land of the game. I think they will play the thing next turn. I will invest 1 Meathook into this. Oh yes, no priority feels so amazing. Memory Deluge is also tempting, but this is the turn. We need to slow them down. Naturalis is just absolute disaster if you let it get going. A 1-1? Sure. Rum. Do I get the sound effect every time? No. That's horrible. So we could get card from Siphon Insight. Oh man, how do we play this one out? I have no idea. I think it's Memory Deluge, just to hit land. Yeah, I really like how it went. Maybe I should take double land, but I don't think that's a great idea. So right now the point, they need to play into the board because Catilda sucks. She actually does. They do nothing. It means that they need to invest much more into the board than they are comfortable with. I want my Vroom. You are a monster and you know it. Man, that's such a BM. Okay, so they invested as much into the board as they could without investing creatures into the board. So pretty smart, pretty smart. I'll give you that. And it will continue. And this is a really good Meathook turn, I think. Yeah, we are quite short on the, you know, mana thing. So drag to the bottom is actually better as a sweeper. It hits for, what, 5 right now. And this will hit for 3. That's a big difference against enchantment decks. They also whiff on this effect. And they need another creature. It's unfortunate we cannot counter it, because that would be a really perfect thing. But they don't hit so hard. Not so hard. Plus X. So he basically gets double plus X, but it's a lot of mana, so I think we should be okay. Or we can just use Kotose and get rid of it. That seems pretty good. A Ganja, good to know. This is a good card, so they have borrowed time. I didn't really see the fairy there. See, that's a good thing about Kotose. Alright, one front portal. So we get to cast it next turn, and we actually have enchantment. This is also an enchantment, so we will lifelink for 6. That's a no joke. Like, we actually lifelink more than he does right now, and we force him to play more into the board, which is amazing. And he knows that we can just keep lifelinking, and suddenly it's not as great as he hoped. But in reality we just drag to the bottom and probably try to steal any creatures from his side and just play Catilda on them. Man, this is so hilarious. Oh, we played a creature! I didn't realize it's a creature. Oh, that's interesting. Alright, how do we play it? How do we play it? If we attack, he will use a Ganja, right? But he will also do it if we don't. You know, that's a good blocker. It gives us HP, blocks their Catilda, and we have more time to play our stuff. And our stuff is basically all we need. And it's not really big, we can just take this hit. And just keep digging and keep countering. So I feel that we are in okay spot. This one. Pretty irritating. We could Syncopate for 2, which would not prevent the Ganja, because this is legendary, and this is not a legendary. Alright, so that's how you want to play. If you want to sweep and you have creatures in the board, first make sure that you maximize the value of the creatures in your board. As you can see, we basically lose nothing right now, and now it will be a one-sided sweeper, which is awesome. We also get to the lifelink even. And we have more time to play Siphon Insight to set up the follow-up, basically. Alright, and we also get some freebies. But they won't really matter. This number is not how we win the game. However, Siphon Insight. Mishiko. Boseiju is much better. Like, it's just a land right now. Does it have type? Not really. That's actually the mana we lack, so if we hit forest that would help us. So this one exactly clears everything. So let's play Boseiju, and let's just go for this mana. They won't have any creatures. We get life link or heal, let's say, and Mishiko has no targets. I guess he still has Catilda due to how we played it, but I still think it was worth it in the end. He needs a creature to play, and right now we can go full control mode and just counter creatures, so he never benefits from those. Yeah, sure, I'll take it. It has to be a source, right? Target its triggered ability, enchantment source. We can actually double Meathook triggers, that's hilarious. And enjoy, my friend. He will get Mishiko, but we can kill her at the end step. And if he plays something, we use Syncopate. If he tries to use Catilda on Mishiko, we just kill it. Doc is actually super annoying because it's best of both worlds. It's a creature, but it's not good creature enough to counter it. Oh, that's a strong one. I think we counter this one. because this will make it exiled. Thank you for leaving me this green mana that I absolutely use in my deck. I guess we do. Alright, alright. We need to maximize the play right now, so we kill the Michiko while she's small. We get to lifelink a little bit. With Meathook Massacre we don't need to extremely maximize it. And this might be the Memory Deluge turn. We could play the Weaver. You know what, it's good enough. It's good enough. It enables the Syncopate. Not sure why he asked for the taps, as we have one green source only. He should probably tap the Swamp. No reason to tap Island if we have only blue spells. Yep. And this is how we roll. I would prefer to just kill it, to be honest. We have a lot of removal in the game, so let's try. It hits us once, but I don't think he has too much of a follow-up if we just get rid of it. So the priority was a Xander. He doesn't have one mana spell, I think, and he wants to go absolutely bonkers with this. I don't mind it. Like, if you want to use this card for just what? 4 extra damage, I believe, something like this. We just find the answer and kill it next turn. And we nearly got like nearly a 3-for-1. We just need to hit Infernal Grasp or whatever. Okay, I see how it is. Perfect, thank you. Thank you. So, you know, unfortunately it's not enchantment source. So we have 9. Do we go all the way? Nah. So 9. We can spend 6. It means that we go for 5. Perfect. I didn't want the full control, but I'll take it. Back to 14. Guys, we need to start. It will take a while. And we have exactly the counter spell mana. Oh, so nice of him. Like, he needs to, it's not up to, it's actually a hard requirement. Doesn't really have targets. Okay. That's okay. We have Memory Deluge, so as long as something doesn't kill us, we can find answers, but we definitely need to dig a little bit. If we get a second Kotose, not sure what we get. Oh, that's how you play. That's very mean. You shouldn't do those things. So we use the mana-based counter spell, because this one is just more reliable. Alright, and I actually like what I got. He doesn't have ways to exile, so let's just find some cool enchantment source. Yeah, like sure. They only have exile removal, so it's not like we care super much. Let's play. Yeah, it's actually his deck that will be killing him, and you'll have to see it. We do not attack yet. So while Kami, when it dies, it goes to his graveyard, and that's a problem. First he needs to kill it, and we can ramp it up to 5 so a Xander won't kill it. And as you can see, those are exile effects. Do we care? He only has one card. Let's force him to use, you know, something cool. Especially that he can double the effect, so he can basically exile both of them at the same time. Okay, so he wants to find something. Let's see what he finds. A little bit scary, but not the worst. Alright, we are cleaning very slowly, but I think we are cleaning the board finally. We can steal so many cards from him. Maybe not with this, but generally. Let's see what you have. Please no 2 lands. Alright. That's a dog. This draws a card. This creates a very threatening creature at some point. Do we have a 2-drops that we want to get back? Meathook Massacre, not really great. I think we just go for the card. It's good enough. I'm not sure how you need to play this, so I will go full control. Why would you tap? Oh my freaking... He doesn't tap green when I have all the blue spells, but when I have ability that is entirely on green, he doesn't. No, man, no. Oh my god, that's so lame. I wanted to copy with this mana, but he actually tapped the only mana that worked with this ability when we have everything. Tapper! Bro, just stop. Oh my god, I'm so mad. That was important play. That was really important play. But I guess we'll go around it somehow. Not sure if we cycled this one. Yeah, I think with Memory Deluge we should be... What's going on? Alright, alright. Imagine having extra cards for this mana. That would be fun thing to do. Wow, from the top. Like a champ. Just one card from the top. Easy. Oh my god. Do we want to try it? Liliana is a free removal at some point. We need to sacrifice more to remove, but you know what? I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. Only 40 triggers to go. Nice. Thank you. Oh man. Alright, alright. Let's get more Lilianas, I guess. Alright, I like this idea. Let's get the Cyclones. I have idea how to exactly do it. But first we would have to discard the card. So let's see if we hit the basic land. Oh, oh, that's interesting. This is probably not something we want to discard. But I will still discard it. Because we can basically trade this card for a hard removal. No, 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 no. So the play is that they need to attack with 2 of them, then we trade Weaver. Restoration is okay. It will be irritating at some point, but not this turn, and that's all it counts. Oh, okay. So we cleared the board. That's great. Was it worth the play? I'm not sure. Like, it enhances his draws, so maybe that's why he did it. I don't see the appeal myself, to be honest. And that's why we plus the Liliana at the cost of our own card. It is basically a free removal card that we didn't have to draw from our amazing top decks. Here you are. Alright. That's a removal. Prepare the Liliana train. He thinks it matters. We will prove him wrong. Man, I'm scared of auto-tapper in this deck. Man, it actually makes such a big difference. Imagine having for the rest of the game 1 card more. Every draw would be 1 turn faster. Oh, that's so lame. So what will he take? It would be great to get rid of his card, but we cannot. Visitor or Spirited Companion? I think he will go for the Companion most likely. This definitely hurts a little bit. It definitely hurts. But thanks to this we have board clear, and we have Memory Deluge ourselves, so even we cannot whiff in top 7 cards, I think. Probably Kotose is one of the best draws. What we can get? We can get even removal from his deck, depending on what he plays. Yep, good decision. But we will see what he gets. Infernal Grasp is mostly for a ganja. So the most important things, what those cards are. Okay. No haste, so you can ignore the ability for 1 turn. And second, what we get from Memory Deluge. If we get Sweeper, and we definitely should get a Sweeper. Alright, alright. A lot of goodies. Not Sweeper, we definitely go for this one, it's 2 for 1. Alright, with Liliana we can discard whatever we get. How much loyalty we have? Only 1, so we cannot remove anything. I'm not sure. I will go for Liliana because we aren't constrained by mana too much, so we don't super care. We don't super care. Let's discard the Raffine tower right now.
Drop it.
The rest of the cards are pretty good. Okay, that's completely fine, even though if that's the thing. And let's see what his deck holds for us. Restoration, that's something, I guess. We get creature at some point. So how he will attack? Probably everything into Liliana. I think that's the case. So let's play a Ganjo. That's a weird stop. No planes. You have seen those cards. We actually have extreme amounts of amazing cards that will auto-win us the game, but you know, you can forget about those when you hit them. You know, even Jin-Gitaxias, imagine playing him on the empty board and just duplicating all the insights. Oh, we would actually play his own deck more than he does. And that's how we draw. That was first card from the top, by the way. But fortunately that's not the worst. But man, those top decks is something you need to learn. Okay, we cannot really do anything about it. Unfortunately. We need to get rid of Architect right now, because he will make so many tokens.
Whatever.
You know, that's probably one of the best draws in his deck right now. But we'll get Siphon Insight, so that's fine. You know, he has no cards, so let's just do our thing. Let's see if we can top deck as well as he does. Okay, that's actually pretty useful. So that's a removal. Nice. We will get this removal as well. So I think we just leave him with the dog and use Liliana as the last spell, basically. So we can, in this way, finally sweep the board. Alright, and I think, do we go for the ultimate? How much mana for Syncopate we have? This will be 5. And he has 3/5, so he can cast a 3-drop. Without Liliana he cannot cast anything. I think that's much better. We lose 1 royalty and it hurts a little bit, but I think Syncopate is worth it, because his top decks are amazing. Is this good enough to counter? Oh man, that's not great, but it's probably worth it. Alright, so how much mana we can force him to pay? 8, sure. That's the most awkward Syncopate of my life. But let's get rid of his creature. And so my idea was that he doesn't know about Liliana. Wow, great. So he might save the card and we just play Liliana from, you know, surprise factor. Okay, it would be really appreciated if he for once drew a land like a decent person. Can you just draw a land and play it? Like I do every turn? Thank you. Okay, I guess we cannot +1 right now. We will be able when he plays a creature. Oh, that's a really good creature. So let's remove it. If we get a land, we just discard it. I want to plus Liliana, so we get free removal. Okay. Alright, the awkwardness continues, especially that he has mostly creatures. Okay. Okay, I see how it is. Let's see the creature from the top. Man, this game is actually down to 19 cards. Oh my god, we actually have creatures in my deck. You know, the game-winning creatures that we hope to draw. Alright, finally. What do we get? What do we get? I think we might go for Generous Visitor. I guess it's 1/1, but okay, Spirited Companion. It's actually the best card right now. Let's play it. At least the one in the graveyard. We could also go for Kami, but I prefer my cards. A Ganjo would also be pretty good, because it is a creature in a few turns. But I want to draw my Jin-Gitaxias, you know. I do have this card. And I actually don't want my opponent to draw them, because they're really good against Liliana. It's basically a 2-for-1 always. So let's just play a dog. Dog, the win condition when you cannot top deck anything. And I will discard the Tyrant just to get a removal for the future turn. So we have 5 damage a turn, we have sacrifice effect. He freaking top decks just from the top. Just removal every time he needs it. Oh, finally, that's the idea for the deck, to empty their hand and prevent their top decks. Finally, Smork. Alright, this was the draw we were waiting for the whole game. If we drew 10 turns ago, he would explode 10 turns ago. Nice. Alright, we are going first. With drag to the bottom and Sorin, so I feel okay. I feel so okay that I will play Triumph without fearing to get flooded. And our opponent definitely shuffles. Great joke, Sloth. Great joke. everyone is out of video by now. Alright, so what we want to do? We want to make sure that the board is clear when we play Liliana, and we want double black, so Marsh will do it. We want him to play some kind of creature that dies to Liliana. To be fair, it's better to hit Trespasser this way. So I'm a bit confused how to play this one out. Okay, that's a good target. I actually don't mind this one bit. Especially that we follow up with Dracula, or Sorin, as he is known. And with drag to the bottom, we are basically guaranteed to, you know, defend against his creature float. Oh, and this is also Dimir. Nice. Aggro Dimir. Okay, sure. You know what? It's actually good. It means I wonder if he has another one, because against Liliana discard you generally want to discard underdog. What he doesn't know is that our hand, as always, is flooded with lands. So this card never hurt us in the whole history of Magic. And he only has 5 cards. Somehow, I don't even know how. Man, we have basically more board and more cards. Okay, good choice. So he had more. Definitely had more. So, Sorin is important. I think he will use the Tenacious Underdog, expecting removal. And we just killed this Underdog, then make Sorin and create a token, and then he's in trouble. That's my idea. I don't know what the blue is for. So far it's mono black. Alright, this will be a really interesting turn. Our opponent definitely can show his level by predicting what will happen, because leaving open mana against his attack on Planewalkers like 90% of the times means that this is getting removed at the combat phase. That's a Trespasser. Okay, you really like to see it. Do you want to exile my land? Good choice, good choice. 1 damage. Man, do we protect Liliana even? He should definitely attack Liliana. I'm just pretty greedy with the drag to the bottom. And at this point we have to play it anyway. But you know, oh, I just realized the play. So we kill the underdog, we sacrifice Liliana, we kill the Trespasser. That's the play. We also get to heal a little bit, which also matters. Just a little bit. We need to hit the horse, or hears, whatever it's called. Like Liliana already did her job. She went, I think, to removal for 1 card, that's good enough. And right now we need to make sure that we protect Sorin. Maybe Cardo is actually much better. I will play this. If they cannot play Invoke, and if they reanimate the Tenacious Underdog, we can actually just outpace him a little bit. And given we only draw lands, we are basically
You wish to
not
do nice
getting
things.
anything.
Very well.
Oh man, we definitely will hit something except land and we can cycle the Raffine tower. I really hope that he doesn't hit this 4 mana because that's awkward, and that's exactly what's happening, and we keep drawing lands. How many? Okay, more lands, 3 from the top, perfect.
My
So, to summarize, until now we were absolutely ahead. After those 3 draws, it's okay. It's okay. I will play this one because this is one he has seen. Do we play Otawara? Let's see the attacks. Nighttime is not great, but if we channel Otawara, it's still the same. The point of Otawara is that it's really good against Tenacious Underdog in a way, because they want the Blitz effect, so like they don't get to draw a card when you bounce it. Perfect! Oh, that's perfect. Man, do we give him the card? It might be worth it, but they're mana screwed, so maybe we shouldn't help them. Shakedown Heavy is extremely slow. With Sorin we should outpace them. If they keep playing Shakedown Heavy, they don't really get much value, and at some point we can outvalue even, you know, the cards if we give them from the Shakedown Heavy. Like they will draw at worst 2 cards, and we have right now 2 cards. Oh, that decision took a while. Alright, so that's the attack. We definitely want to keep up Sorin. Man, you will attack Sorin, you don't need to think for 10 minutes to do it. That's your only call basically. Unless he really thought about, you know, doing decision. Alright, let's do it and try to not mess the triggers. Have your opponent draw a card. No. Did I do it right? Yes. Oh, another land from the top. You'll have to see it. I think we need a little bit more. Oh my god, that's not a land. That's actually a card that is not a land.
Knowledge. A fair.
Oh man. Magic. Magic, magic, magic. A bit awkward, but we have to do it, I think. Do we? No, we don't. Yeah, I have no friends, confirmed. So, no creatures. You know what? I actually don't mind it. Enjoy your 4 damage to Sorin. The point is that he cannot kill Sorin, and I don't care about the ultimate. Like, I'm not killing my own Sorin just to halve his HP. It doesn't bring any value whatsoever. And as long as we can keep drawing cards, that's all that matters. Alright, so he went for this play. Okay, okay. So first we wait for attack, because that will determine the exile effects, and then we cast Memory Deluge. Okay, I guess I should probably think about the underdog. For some reason I excluded this possibility. But don't worry, we will just stop deck removal, that's completely fine. Bro, how long? You don't have decisions. Marsh and Liliana, I will help you. Marsh and Liliana, and it also does not matter. Oh my god, shuffles, get it together, man. There's a limit. Oh my god, I still don't know why the blue is in the deck. Is it just for flavor, because he likes the oh, wow, sure. Why not? No idea about this decision. Alright, so we want Meathook. No, Liliana is amazing here. Meathook is great as well. So I guess we lose Sorin, but at the same time we get a lot of new cards, and with Memory Deluge I'm not super scared about finding stuff. Oh, we can keep countering the underdogs now, which is honestly pretty perfect right now. Alright, finally we drew to the cards that actually do things. And we don't need Sorin anymore. Perfect. I guess I could go for Siphon Insight just to switch into daytime. Does it really matter? No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. Like, whether he exiles 1 or 2 is just 1 extra damage. We are at 16. it won't play a role in this game. And the target is Memory Deluge anyway. Okay, another underdog. But this one without haste, so we don't mind this one too much. We have Meathook Massacre, which is amazing against all of his creatures. Oh my god, he's playing perfectly into Meathook Massacre. You just love those players. They've never seen the card. Oh, that... What? He plays Kotose like we are. Oh my god. Oh, I love it. But man, you need... Like, look at this swamp. This one is so much more efficient in gameplay. I know. Alright. Let's go like this. Oh, no, 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 no. That's a mistake. If we are about to +1 Liliana, oh my god, I will have to use his swamp. Oh, I hate it. I cannot discard this one because it's not in my hand. So first we discard. If he goes for another underdog, I might actually play Kotose even. But I really want to Meathook right now. Man, I feel that we are absolutely crushing him in a second. Let's play this horrible one. Oh, it hurts me more than it should. And definitely let's get rid of this. I think we keep up the counter spell. Man, if he casts Invoke the spell, we might even cast it. But you know what? You know what? We actually don't mind it as much. I just want to get rid of all the underdogs. Like, look at this. Oh, it's so good. No underdogs in this game. Oh my god, it was so easy. What the hell do you have in the deck? So mono black with Kaito and Kotose. Okay. Like, everyone who plays Kotose has a little spot in my heart. So that's fine. And they actually have one. Is this a land? And we can play the underdog if we want. But to be fair, I think that we might not want to cast underdog. We want them gone from the game. Alright, so cut down doesn't hit it. Shakedown heavy. Probably the worst choice. You'll have to see it. You'll have to see it. We go Infernal Grasp. Yeah. I don't think we need drag to the bottom anymore. I think we are in control enough with Memory Deluge that we can just keep on target removal. Man, isn't it weird that this is probably the first game I have played against deck with Kotose since few months? I think I didn't see this card in this season after the Dominaria United even once in any of the games, and I've played hundreds of them. And the moment we put Kotose in our deck, suddenly there's a mirror. Huh. Interesting, isn't it? Alright, so we discarded. And I actually think we don't super care. Let's see if he plays the land and Kotose, then we counter for 2 and kill this. Or maybe just Memory Deluge. I think Memory Deluge is good enough. We could go underdog. But as you can see, Shuffles is the owner, so when it dies we have the same problem as before. And I don't really think it's worth it all around. Let's see the target. We are at 18, so it's not super scary. But yeah, maybe drag to the bottom isn't so bad against Trespasser deck. But we can get rid of them with Liliana, that's why we keep plusing her. So at some point it's just, you know, man, Shuffles! Oh my god, you tank more than me, and that's scary. That's scary. I help you, you try to exile creatures or Memory Deluges, and that's it. Oh my god, it took so much. Sure, that's amazing. 2 creatures, you selected them. Sorry, I mean, but how long can you tank on this? Like, it's obvious, either you go for flashback cards or go for maximum damage. And you make this decision once and you go for it for the rest of the game. Oh my god. Yeah, you can touch Liliana if you really feel like it, but it won't help you in this game. Bro, come on, Shuffles! What's going on the other side? Is there something you want to talk about? Alright, no. Decline. No cards for you, my friend. Also, that's an Infernal Grasp for you. Because he cannot really attack with the Glutton. Because we can trade with Kotose. Finally, his turn has ended. Ertai Scorn, Memory Deluge. Easy. See? 7 cards. Easy choice. No need to tank for 20 minutes on this one. Let's start to close this game, because our friend definitely takes a little bit too long to close it. And I know I have said something else. Definitely not Blitz. But the point is that I'm bored with his wrong gameplay, and I will just try to kill him faster, so you guys see the final smirk a little bit faster. And with double counter spell, I don't think we should fear him. Man, how many lands does he play? 22 cards for lands? This seems like such a weird brew. Shakedown heavy. I like the knight. The knight is pretty cool. Oh, that's a tap land. Oh man, the Dimir punishment. Alright, do you play one of those 2 cards? Oh my god. Man, please. Please, I cannot edit the whole video. Like, it will take ages. It will take more than to play this game. Right, sweet cat? Like, I'm not being mean, but I really need him to get going. Like, there's finite set of decisions that you can make with 4 mana and 2 cards against, you know, the whole board. Maybe he rage quit. Who knows? Oh wow, a share that. I don't know. Maybe let's play a card. How much can you tank about it? Cool. He's tapped out. Let's show him how it's done. Kotose, Memory Deluge. How does he has any priority in this game even? Is he holding the priority on purpose? Like, I have no idea at this point.
Have things we'd rather forget.
Oh no, a decision. A decision. We could actually get another Liliana. I thought she was in the Memory Deluge pile, just to get rid of all his answers. Oh my god, Shuffles! Shuffles, if you are ever watching this game, just... I understand the tanking, but there's a limit. How long can you think? Oh my god, that's painful. At this point, I'm not sure if he's just mean, but it seems that he's generally trying to make decisions that are just extremely slow. And I mean extremely slow. Let's just keep attacking before Shuffles starts to play. Oh my god, Shuffles! Only thing I have to say. We have counterspell, we just need 3 mana. Oh my god, I want creature! I need to kill you with something. And I need to do it fast. I'm already killing you with your own underdog. Just to double the damage, basically. Oh no. 2 turns of Shuffles thinking. Yes! Finally, he made a decision. I'm proud of you, Shuffles. I'm so proud. I'm so proud. But, you know, we need to be a Dimir player, and we need to kill you with your own creatures. Finally, we earned the Invoke Despair. Do you see the combo that's going on here? First, that's an Invoke Despair in your face, your own. And you might say, he's on 7. He's on 7. Oh man, we need to attack him to win the game. But you can cast Kotose because it goes to his graveyard. Oh my god, I will give him the draw, you know. Shuffles, definitely a fun brewer. Oh, we can just take this one and we still get the effect. So you can do it like this. Of course, you know, exile all the Invoke Despairs from his deck. I heard it's better without the Invoke Despairs, so let's just give him the updated version. And now we just smirk. Our great friend. Shuffles, the pain is over. You can stop tanking on those cards. Oh,